Hey yo, it's MT here to give you a very quick Nonz news update. Now today I'm going to go into the original lore of Nonz, literally what inspired me to not only change it up, but expand Goodbye's palette, because the original Nonz, how I felt like this one really blows the original Nonz out there water is because of this. The real reason why is because literally I used to have Goodbye and everybody had limited options, like literally Marty Hero only be able to stun you for 5 seconds, where in 5 minutes, like stuff like that, like literally better not being able to fight with his hands, stuff like that, like Goodbye being uncoordinated and was literally forced to use miscellaneous mood objects like the mood hammer, like the mood ball, instead of having perfected mood objects like the mood sword, jit, and stuff like that. Literally all this other shit. Like he's not coordinated enough to use advanced mood weapons, and it's crazy. But freaking I expanded his palette because literally that was the struggle. Like literally he could barely freaking create a mood bomb, and literally he ended up squaring up with Big Al. And that's what made the original Nonz so impactful. But this is more a little bit into why I had to expand it a little bit more, because literally that is what made it a top class shonen. But as a whole, I remember like there's a whole lot more I'd like to do. So I'm gonna put this in. Nothing is gonna stop the flow of Big Al. So Hero originally doesn't fight an ostrich. What he does is he test fights an ostrich, and he beats the ostrich, and then he tells literally Goodbye the next day when they're about to fight. It's like, we are nowhere near strong enough to beat Big Al. So yeah, I figured this is a little bit more in depth of what the first one stood for, and the reason why I really expanded. You see, the whole point of Goodbye's mood objects is that they're a little bit more unorthodox, but with Big Al, he's gonna start with my new skills of writing. I have added more to the Big Al art. That's gonna make it a little bit more dynamic. That's gonna make it a little bit more flexible, but nothing is gonna take away from the theme, and that's gonna be really good, because I love the Big Al art. And what this is telling you guys literally how the original spread out, and literally also how this new continuity. What this is literally, it had a really good basis before, but you can always use that for OVA, stuff like that. Now that I can fit more stuff like that, the Big Al version may have 2 versions, stuff like that, most definitely, because of really what it's still for. You'll see once literally. So I'm gonna let you know right now, literally, this is going to be my favorite. This is my favorite banner fight. Literally, there are 2 fights. There are 2 of my favorite banner fights. It's Bear versus Nick. It is Bear versus Al's Royal Girl. So this is my favorite banner fight that's coming up. So literally, it defined what the original Nonz was for, and literally it was crazy. But here's what I want to add. There's a whole lot of things I have to add to the continuity that are really necessary, because literally there was a whole lot of stuff that I took out that I really just want, just jam into, because Gingivitis, literally, he's a flexible character, more flexible than I thought. So I can use him for more than one art. I can use him for a gag character too. I really thought that Gingivitis, literally, and there's a whole lot more. So Vegas is originally something that I would think about back in the day, but the computer generated thing isn't that far off from what I had, but it's definitely manga worthy. So I love Vegas, and the new continuity. So what I felt about it is that what I did was I added on more in order, for it to even have more structure than before. I thought it was gonna be all structure, but the more I kept writing, the more I realized that this character can fight that character. So if you are wondering, so where am I getting at for this video? So let's give you guys a big Hyperson Academy update, a real vision to why we have all these teams, why Roji is so raw, why there's so many characters that add on to the original Nonz. So Giovanni isn't literally per se the original lore, but he can definitely fit in. But literally that is the advanced form of writing that I learned over time. So literally what this is here's how the original thing goes. So Kyle is the mechanic, right? Kyle has a brother named Keko, and so literally if you go watch the original Nonz playlist, Keko fights Jit, and Keko is a junior just like Jit. And so Keko is based off Kamina and Zabuza. So Keko has a mohawk and Kyle is bald. And so literally, but no, Keko is really strong. Really strong, literally. But his ability can't outweigh Mudiyoto's. He's a very limited, in terms of junior. He's strong. He's he's an ice skater, just Neos, Keko is an ice skater, but literally he's just like Kamina. So he's based off Kamina and Zabuza. So he ice skates and carries a cannon on his shoulder. So literally, is curious way. He's like a wild boy. He has tattoos on his freaking massive biceps. So Keko fights Jit. If you want to see Keko fight with Jit, go back to the Nonz action AMV on the Nonz playlist. So Keko fights Jit and Lily. So that is how the original Nonz went. So like this is better because this is the reason why it's all structured now. So Team Ghost is complete. So let's go on to Breeze team. So Breeze team has Speedin, Speedy, and they have Carmatic, they have Lily, they have Breezeke, Carmatic, Speedin, and the main surprise for this video, Sifio. Zofio's son is on Breeze team. So that is literally the 4th member of Breeze team. So Sifio is the son of Zofio, a long forgotten son of Zofio, and he's going to participate in the tournament arc. And literally, he adds on to Breeze curse mark archetype. So who is Sifio? Sifio is literally the exact opposite of Zofio, and he's a kid. So he has bang, and he has the martial arts outfit just like Kafani. And so instead of spiders, it's snakes. So he carries snakes under his, sleeves and stuff. He's like a Orochimaru with the snakes. So Sifio is the son of Zofio, but he actually has a completely different quirk, a completely different power. It really is out there. Like, he's not really too skilled. He's not really too ambitious. So if you know, like, Devil Artemis, you know how Cell Jr. acting Devil Artemis, that's who Sifio is. Don't take him too seriously. That is really how the original Nonz is. Don't take Sheen too seriously. Sheen is Boomer's brother. Yeah, don't take him or like that too seriously. But freaking, he has no intentions of joining the bad side. So Sifio is just there, like he's a little, like an emo kid that's in the background. So like literally, so Sifio is really cool, like a taijutsu snake user. So it's really out there. So speaking, I'm thinking of a 5th member, and so let's go on to why that is how the original Nonz put out. So Sifio, that was a big surprise. Keko, Sifio. So now we have that. Let's go on to the new Nonz continuity. There will be a Shino character that's based off Saga above. That's literally called Shyla. There's a character in my manga that's based off Aang, the Avatar Last Airbender, and Shino from Naruto, and he's based off Shyla above, and his name is Shyla. So Shyla is literally freaking, is literally right hand, like literally he runs into Shaolin. Who is Shaolin? Shaolin is like, the digital son of the guy named Ai. Ai created the digital sky. Ai is based off Aizen, and he's also based off an exotic animal. So Ai is literally, the creator of a Snapchat quirk. He's the creator of everything. Like, he's a Snapchat version of Aizen, but the real reason why he's really relevant is because he created a digital world, and he created Shaolin. Shaolin is based off the main protagonist from Shaman King, and he's also based off the Thanos grip. If you don't know what the Thanos grip is, go to my channel, Rimmer or MGTOW, and you'll see how I grabbed my girl and I called it the Thanos grip. Like, I grabbed my girl by the cheeks, so that's like it was Thanos' glove. It's all literally freaking that's who Shaolin is. Shaolin is literally a laid back, guy, like literally freaking like potato eating chicks, like literally dude, like a Shaolin just laid back dude, literally floating in the air. And so I believe, I forgot how I created him, but I created him, he created Snapchat, like he created Melly Jiro is also Ai's daughter. So that's the new continuity of Nonz. Ai is literally, he's the one who created all these power uses, like literally when you go into a computer square, like then you go to the dimensions. So like he's the one who's the reason why we have on this wayside and shit. So like Ai created all that. So like that's how the higher ups play in Nonz. So Beyblade players are samurais who like literally ride on Beyblades. I think they may be able to go flat footed. They may be able to I have no idea how you can literally balance yourself on a Beyblade. I mean, maybe find makes sense out for that, but for right now, I did just let it spin and just let the blade ride, just like that. So there are Beybladers, there are air scrapers, and there are also air gliders, or advanced form of air scrapers that literally can glide. So if you don't know what to do between scraping and gliding, scraping is more of a stop motion, and gliding is more of a smooth. So they use the same formula, but they're more advanced because they don't just have to tap the air, they can move fluently through the air by doing this move called glide. So how do I feel about, Hurricane Cake, Jit being confirmed for the Ayano special? How I feel about the new continuity, with Lacey, McDonald, all these other, characters that are being introduced. I really feel like Grimm's Island can do a whole lot. I'm thinking of bringing a character who's based off, who's that one dude? The guy who just fought in Boruto, Jingen. I'm thinking of making a Zeno Jingen for, Rim's Island. Literally, because literally, this is something really, really extreme. You think it's extreme? No, all that shit is African face paint to me. He's not really fucking. He'll have a unique fucking. It's not easy for me to draw too. So like Zeno Jingen, is confirmed for Rim's Island. So it's really gonna be intense. Renjetsu is a character for Rim's Island. Literally, telekinetic rock user who literally uses finger signals literally to throw rocks at you and shit. Literally Renjetsu, all that other shit like this. We're going to mix lords. That guy Chapapa from CP9 and that one dude from Jujutsu Kaisen. He's using for Rim's Island. So Rim's Island is gonna be the best hand-to-hand combat. Skill and awesome. This is what I'm working on right now. The jungle specialist gotta have UV Deji and Armadillo and all that other shit's cool. So I just want to let you know, freaking Nonz is a really, really big continuity. I already have lots and tons of not just fan art, but people who are participating. There's people in Shinobi Striker who are literally participating and making characters in Nonz every day, doing what I do as Shinobi Striker. So this and that, like literally, and I'm really, really appreciative of the feedback against my society, the validation of my subs. They graces. It's not the freaking subs. It's like really how I'm treated each and every day. I'm creating. That's why I'm able to give you such good content, because that comes with discipline. Like literally me not being able to interact with my fan base really, really hurts me though. So literally, that's not literally. You can't literally call out shit because of all the other shit I have. But at the same time, it really, really, really effing sucks, dude. But at the same time, it's cool. So let's go a little bit into depth with why Curse the Elephant Statue and why Fortress of the Gothic Vampires, especially, those are the big heavy continuities, to the original. So all these extra ones after, these are the main bases. So what I noticed about those movies is like literally over time after I kept on, making the summaries, is like literally they got more outlandish, but these ones were like literally what the Nonz storyline was literally, this is in place with the Nonz storyline. So how am I going to introduce skills? Literally, I want to introduce skills in so many ways as well. There's so many ways I can introduce skills, but I have no clue. I think I might introduce her in Imagachi, but at the same time, like literally, it doesn't like literally, it's a perfect fit, but at the same time, literally, there's so much more I can do with skills. That's why we have Nonz times 1 to show you like literally skills facing up with Baku, Black Star, and shit. Like literally, it's about to be really, 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 really hype. I really love fucking Tofu too, but the main concept of this whole continuity is literally, there's going to be a character based off Vivi from One Piece and Taya Gardner from Yu-Gi-Oh, Vivi, Taya, all those users of course. There's gonna be a big, literally freaking, a big fucking, celebration, definitely showing Jump, Fiesta, we definitely gonna have Gabaya, going in and out, all those things like he's swinging from a move line, So if you want to know how I feel about Stangelica literally really is hardcore. She's gonna have more than one movie, So there's also gonna be another series. They're gonna have a Broly series of Nonz. It's gonna be a character who's based off really one of the main aspects of Nonz, one of the main 5 aspects of Nonz especially. And he's gonna have a 3, movie trilogy just like Broly. So there's gonna have a lot of shit, really involved with Lee. Angelica really is a hardcore character, so like there's a whole lot of stuff to look forward to, and I feel like literally Sifio literally will be a good addition to Hydro's Academy. I feel like Hydro's Academy really good, like literally Bumblebeetle versus Battle is really something I look forward to. And there's literally a whole bunch of other this World War fights are really good to just weed out. Like Europe is really cool too. April Levine is cool too. Their art really crazy. And the best part I love about this is literally freaking once their characters evolve over time is great. But one thing that literally I'm looking forward, especially after all the work I put in as a writer, I feel like it's gonna be no surprise for me, but it's actually made surprise for me. I have a whole lot of fan base who are really working hard in studios. Like literally, I heard there's gonna be this character. I'm like, okay. Like you freaking from the manga aside, but freaking, I'm really have her again. Do you want to know really that's the short fact about life that I have, and I'm also really excited for Chocolate. Chocolate really I feel like there's a whole lot more that we could have done with Uraraka as a character, but set that aside. Let's really get to so if you want to know anything about kind of like the fairy odd-parents of Nonz. Maybe they may have like, you know, fairy odd-parent characters of Nonz. I have no clue. And please don't make this is my favorite fairy tale odd-parents character, but please don't make this a Nonz character. I would risk for him to be really up to series, but you know, so basically I had this girl named Audrey, and so Lily, my favorite fairy odd character, my favorite, you know, fairy odd-parents character's name is Wandizimo. So, you know, sometimes I'll, you know, fuck around, maybe use a little Morse code in my phone, like really fucking trick the fucking names around. Like, I have a friend named Tanner, I called him Blazing Tan in my phone. And so, literally, when I got Audrey's number, you know, like, literally, I called her Audrizimo because you literally fucking Wandizimo is my favorite character in fairy odd-parents. So, there may be, you know, fucking a Cosmo Wanda, you know, class, maybe, you know, fucking, it may be a class or there may be two separate people. I'm thinking maybe both. I'm thinking maybe making them accessories that can fucking talk shit, you know. But I'm thinking maybe making them separate people too, you know. It's crazy as fuck. So, you know, let's not forget about Obi-Chiro. So Obi-Chiro, I think, may be in Bayside. I think, yeah, he's definitely gonna be in Bayside. Literally Obi-Chiro, literally can, like, literally make action figures come to life, like, have certain attributes to those action figures and shit like that. Literally, so Obi-Chiro is really a fucking phenomenal character. Like, he's a legend, you know. I think he may be distracted due to the world and not able, so their Narutrix isn't called a Narutrix. And Narutrix isn't canon, and Narutrix is me fucking around. That's what happens when you keep somebody in a cage all day, literally making ideas after year. It makes you feel like you can get away with everything. That's why I try to say, like, literally, fucking literally, this is just like mainstream and samurai fucking Jack. Like, I was really surprised if nobody called us out. Yeah, it's a slip of the tongue, like, literally, and we have all this other shit, so it's not a ripoff. But when you're adding shit on top of shit on top of shit on top of shit, and you know, the best part I love about this, you know, is that literally, not only am I back in the groove, but you know, the movies are gonna really bring out why I love anime hip hop. The movies are gonna let me use my OSTs, really, where I really get to really experience, like, really my love for music, but also like my love for anime, really together. So every single, like, you know, movie is gonna have really an OST of mine. It's gonna really hit hard because you really gotta get right in there what they're referencing, like, really, what it stood for, like, really the timing. This is that, really, we are sucked into the field spell of their encrypted code. And the field spell is called Sound. And I really can't wait for these projects to come out. This is really hot. So lately, it's a one more confirmation. So there's no such thing as Resistado. If you want Resistado to be there, I'm like, no, fuck that. Like, literally, let's give, like, really an extra fucking story to add insult to injury. You know, Cat Bat, you know, my girl and stuff like that. The one who tried Sabo, but this and that. So, like, really fucking. So there's this girl. I skipped, you know, one of my really confessions, like, literally, as a non-God guy, but not, you know, this for community, I skipped the Oz arc in One Piece. I did. I'm sorry. It was not amounted up to CP9 and Lily. I fucking, my brother told me, he's like, Lily, he's like, oh, so did you see Oz? I'm like, yeah. I basically know what happens. They fucking found Burke and fucking Burke joined the crew and shit. And fucking Lily, I missed out on Perona. I missed out on Gecko Moria. I missed out on all that shit. Fucking, you know, Oz Luffy. Lily, I skipped this and that. Lily, fucking, and then I just fucking watched Kuma and fucking watched everything from them and shit. Lily, it was crazy. It's only. So I saw Perona at a convention, you know, thinking I never thought I would see Perona, so I saw Perona, so I'm like, fuck that, so I'm gonna mix Perona and Rize instead, and so literally, Perona Rize, like, really crazy, like, Perona Rize, like, really crazy as fuck, you know, where's Perona, or Rize Perona, or shit like that, literally. I feel like if I fuse her together, it feels like two things, because I didn't put in my work. I didn't put in the work, like, to fucking, you know, be that good at One Piece. I kind of lightweight cheated after I was already a hardcore fan. I was watching One Piece Raw and shit like that, so, like, literally, don't come at me like that, and literally, I was watching One Piece APs and other APs, and I was really heavy on, like, dissecting One Piece when it was in its prime, so I really didn't feel like, you know, fucking, you know, the Thriller arc mattered, like, you know, I really didn't think that, because even though it had Brook, but, you know, fucking, and, like, Brook has pulled some crazy shit, at the same time, like, I didn't like the concept of it, and, you know, so basically fucking, it's basically two things. It's basically how I pulled Cat based off not doing my homework, but basically also why I did, like, really my homework enough to society to say stop being a prick. So this is the whole, like, really the rhythm being behind Perona Rize. It's the freaking Cat loves One Piece, and, like, he loves, like, this shit and that. He loves Tokyo Ghoul, but at the same time, you know, fucking, it's really shows you what you see is what you get. It's just like, she's a cool looking character. Like, I wouldn't care, like, what anime are you from? She's like, One Piece. I'm like, oh, fucking the one arc I wasn't trying to watch. And PSA for anybody who wants to figure it out, like, literally, the same way I get girls is the same reason why I skip filler box. Sorry, like, if there's a shorter way to get your point across, literally, without being disrespectful, of course, but literally, you will really go for it. I'm sorry, you gotta make it appealing. You gotta think about her. I'm sorry, we are humans, like, literally, with short attention spans, so you gotta make sure you're not putting her to sleep. Sorry, completely sorry. Part of putting her to sleep is being opinionated and shit like that. Really being put, but that's the story for another time. Like, Piranha Rizze is literally how I ignored lore in order to, like, literally move on to the whole reason why we have lore. You get what I'm saying? Like, literally, this is how literally I forgot my style, like, literally, and literally outweighing, like, literally some people who really put in the work. So I didn't really will dive deep into One Piece like that, literally, like how I thought I did, but I dived even deeper than I thought. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm good enough to make a One Piece theory, even though I don't watch everything, because of literally how much I focus on literally the key points in the series. But I'm fucking cheap because Sabu plays Kingdom Hearts and shit. You know how much patience you gotta have with that game and shit. And like literally, and fucking I still ended up pulling Cat after not pulling as nearly as much work with One Piece as it did. So there's gonna be a character that's based on literally the work I didn't put in, but the reason behind it and why I was already leaving the Colic and Ghost and stuff like that. So it's gonna be Piranha Rizze is going to be literally Cat's character. That's who's Cat's character is gonna be. So literally, that's not really gonna be like literally too much of an issue. So that are the new current formations from now and Nonz.